Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. We're going to have another Educational Thursday presentation. Today, we have some phenomenal guests coming back. Y'all seen them on Tuesday. They was giving up a little bit about what they were going to talk about, our Rise Prep University, as I call them, the university, because they are changing the dynamics of our young people. They are here tonight, so we are excited. Y'all know every Thursday at 6 p.m. we have an Educational Thursday presentation. We have different folks throughout our community, different professional folks come on and do a PowerPoint presentation to help educate our community about information that sometimes our community just don't get. So I'm excited to have them back today. They are some phenomenal folks. At the end of our Tuesday show, community, I know y'all paying attention. I received the text messages. Folks was calling, John, I got to connect with them. I want to get my kids into school. So again, the messaging and what we're doing is working. It just takes time. Now it's up to y'all to finalize the steps. We're just here to make those connections at those intersections. As you all know, here at Both Sides of the Conversation, our job is to just continue to empower the Black and brown community, connect folks, highlight our businesses, continue to support the community and things that we're doing. So we are excited that you all are allowing us into y'all spaces to figure out what we're doing and how we're impacting. And there's some phenomenal things that's going on. And on Tuesday, y'all know they have me in a haunted house. Okay, today I'm great. You know, thanks to my assistant, my executive assistant, phenomenal. I'm in a great space now. I don't hear the ghosts. I don't have all the issues I was dealing with on Tuesday, but today is a better day. I still don't have my production sheet because I'm working remote. I couldn't get it out, but I'll be reading today live. But just wanted to thank Ayana, who is here, is going to help get through our events. We're supposed to have some other folks from my team to handle the show tonight, and things just come up. But that's what we are at Both Sides of the Conversation. We're a family. If one person goes down, the next people step up, and that's what we're doing. So again, we'll get through tonight's presentation. But again, community, tune in. This is a great information that's going to be coming. Some of my family members who have watched and listened and said, we want to connect with them. I want to know more. Tonight is the night you're going to get more information from Rise University, and they're going to give you all some great information on how to connect with them. They are doing some phenomenal things in our community. And again, community, when we have folks that's doing phenomenal things, it is our job to make sure they get all the resources and the things that they need to help impact our community and our young folks. So you'll hear more tonight as we get started. With that being said, there's been a lot of things going on in the news. Tragically, Tuesday, we talked about some of the gun violence and some of the things that's taking place in our community. And then on Wednesday, there was a school shooting in Oakland where 6 people were shot. Again, this gun violence is running rapid in our communities, okay? We're going to have to figure out something. We cannot have our young folks and people in the community thinking that it's okay to pull a gun and around schools, elders, in our community, whatever it is. It just can't happen. So a lot of work is going to happen. When I get back into the Bay Area, we are going to put together a little coalition. We're going to work with our young people. We're going to work with our teachers. We're going to work with our elders. We're going to do our part. We're going to put a stop to this gun violence. We're going to find some alternative ways. We're going to work with our city officials. We're going to find a way that we can help impact these young folks that are dealing with challenges right now. We're going to work with our mental health providers and figure out how can we get mental health support in our community, working with our young folks because they are our future. And I know times are tough and they're going through things, but we have to stand in solidarity to help uplift and support them. So again, more work to do. Terrible information to hear about that school shooting. As I keep telling folks in our community, nobody is exempt from gun violence, okay? The only way we exempt if we all work together, stand in solidarity, fight together to put a stop to this in our community. You can't stand back and say, hey, that's not my family. That's not my school. That's not my city. We can't do that. We all have to stick together and say, hey, we're not going to let this gun violence take over in our community. We're not going to let our young people go down the wrong paths that impact our community. So again, more work to do. It's been a violent weekend here in the Bay Area, as well as across this country. And we got a lot of work. So community, our elders, our leaders, let's come together. Let's have conversations. It's not about you right now. It's about our youth and the folks in the community. How can we come together and support each other? So with that being said, I'm going to jump in to the day road's announcements, and then we're going to get into a couple of events that's going on, and we're going to bring up tonight's Educational Thursday guest, and I'm excited. With that being said, world news, rapper Coolio was pronounced dead. The legendary rapper reportedly passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 59. Sources say that he was pronounced dead this Wednesday. The Los Angeles County Sheriffs said it was surrounding his death, and they haven't disposed it yet. So I don't know what the details is behind the death, but he did pass away. If y'all don't know, he had a number of great hits, Gangsta Paradise, a number of things of that. But again, 59 years old, too young. But again, in our community, these things are happening. So condolences to his family, condolences to the hip hop community. I know a lot of folks from back in the days love the work that he did in the community. I was one of those young people that used to listen to the Gangsta Paradise. I remember I used to want to get my hair braided and have all the little braids coming out. So again, just tragic news for the hip hop community. But again, more work to go. We got to continue to do our work. And as we find out more details, we will get it out to you all in the community. Also, a 15-year-old girl was shot and killed by police. A 15-year-old girl from California was shot and killed by police after attempting to escape from her kidnappers, according to authorities earlier this week in Fontana, California. Police said that on the press release that the 15-year-old girl was abducted and she was held captive. The killing of I guess the guy who kidnapped her, they said that his wife, there were some issues, and during the police intervention, the young lady was killed. Sad news to hear that, as again in the Bay Area and across this country, we continue to deal with human trafficking, a number of issues. It's unfortunate that this young lady life was lost. Again, more work. I know some folks want to get mad and say police training. Unfortunately, sometimes in these situations, things can happen, and it's just sad to see that this took place. A young lady lost. But again, more work that we have to do in the community to be vigilant, to make sure that our young ladies and young males of the community are protected. We have to watch out for these predators who are in our community and, in the business of human trafficking. Too many times our young people are impacted by this human trafficking trade, and there's a lot of folks doing things to harm our young people. So again, unfortunate news, but we'll keep everybody up to date as we get more. We're going to continue to share you information, but these cases and these situations are just happening way too often, and it's very disheartening and concerning that these things are still happening in our community. Also, Hurricane Ian has landed in Carolina. This hurricane has been coming through, whipping up the whole East Coast and Florida. The whole state of Florida has been impacted. Folks have been seeing winds from 75 to 100 miles per hour. I think they had it as a category 5, and they keep dropping different things. Please, community, reach out to your loved ones. If you have folks in Florida, Carolina, anywhere on that East Coast, please check in with them. Make sure they're okay. Check with them on Facebook. I know a lot of times the internet services are down, things are happening, but through our social medias, we can connect. Again, pray for them. There's a lot of stuff going on. They are still part of our community. They are still part of these United States. And it's unfortunate, but this is hurricane season, and these type of things happen in our country. And we just have to be there to support each other. Again, so many things taking place. So many things are happening. We just have to make sure as community, we stick together, protect our young folks, protect our elders, and make sure as community, we are working together. Well, with that being said, we're going to jump in to the community events. And I think Miss Ayana here is going to take off with the events and get us through the events. And then we're going to go ahead and get into tonight's guest.
Yes, thank you, John. So the community events that are coming up are covered from the end of this month all the way into November. So we have the Bayview Safety Swim and Splash. It's an 8-week session that started on September 12th, but it's running all the way through November 4th. So everyone get your kids involved, take them on down to MLK Pool. The next event is the San Francisco Housing Expo 2022 Resource and Fair and Help Center. That'll be Saturday, October 1st from 11 to 2 p.m. and that'll be in San Francisco. The next event is District 10 Safety Plans Violence Prevention Peace Rally. That'll be held Saturday, October 1st from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The next event that we have is the California Time Done Bay Area Chapter Meeting. That'll be held Saturday, October 1st from 3 p.m. to 4:30 at the House of Prayer Church in San Leandro. The next event is Low Back Pain Workshop. That'll be held Monday, October 3rd at the Bayview Hunters Point YMCA. Please check the link below for more information. The next event is the 2022 Superintendent Listening and Learning Tour. That'll be held Tuesday, October 4th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Willie Brown Jr. Middle School in San Francisco. Our next event is the Pop-Up Village. That'll be Saturday, October 8th from 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Bayview Opera House in San Francisco. Our next event is San Francisco Public Defender's Office Clean Slate Program Expungement Workshop. That'll be held Thursday, October 13th from 11 to 1 p.m. and that'll be in San Francisco as well. The next event we have is the San Francisco High/Middle School Night Fair. Learn about the application process and financial aid from San Francisco area top schools, open to all 5th through 8th graders. And that'll be Friday, October 14th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club of San Francisco. See the link below for more information. The next event is Step to Health, and that'll be held Saturday, October 15th, 11 to 3 p.m. at the Booker T. Washington Community Center Service Center, and that's in San Francisco as well. The next event is All Good in the Hood Pumpkin Patch. That'll be held Friday, October 21st from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in San Francisco. The next event is the Mount Rose City of Refuge first annual breast cancer 5K walk/run. That'll be Saturday, October 22nd from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and that'll be held in Crosby, Texas. Please see the link below for more information. The next event is the Grand Opening Block Party. Come see what's new in the Bayview, and that'll be Saturday, October 22nd, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that'll be in San Francisco. The next event is the Ocean Avenue Halloween Block Party and Ethnic Toy Drive, Saturday, October 22nd, 12 to 3 p.m. That'll be where the block party is, and then the Ethnic Toy Drive will be 4 to 8 p.m., and that'll be at the Ave Bar in San Francisco. Our next event is High School Test Prep, open to all 7th and 8th graders. The students will be prepared to take the placement test for the HSPT exam, and classes start in October. So parents, please sign your children up at the link below with the SF Rebels. The next event is the Peace Park presents Friday Night Fun every Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Hamilton Rec Center in San Francisco. The next event is the Saturday Family Fun Day. Field trips, sporting events, and much more every second and fourth Saturday. Please email SF Rebels for more information. Next, we have the 33rd Annual Peewee Basketball League. Registration is currently open. They're looking for volunteer coaches. League will start the first week of October. Please visit the Rebels website as well for more information. Next, we have the San Francisco Smart Money Coaching, free confidential financial guidance for anyone living, working, or receiving services in San Francisco. Please schedule your appointment at the phone number below. Next, both sides of the conversation, we have our own fundraiser. It's the Capacity Building Fundraiser. Please visit our GoFundMe page and make a donation today. The donation link is on the website below. All right, so now for the Bsotc announcements. Bsotc is in search of volunteers. Our work is inspiring and it feels good. Makes a difference in the community with tangible results to show it. We are a highly driven group with high impact. We get the right things done the right way. Not only will you contribute to the community, but you'll also learn a lot and gain knowledge in your field of interest within the organization. We value your ideas and input. Sign up to be a volunteer today. You can make a difference. We need you all. Come on out and come be a part of our team. Next, we ask that you support Bsotc. While you shop online, Amazon Smile donates 0.5% of your eligible purchases on Amazon to Bsotc. All you need to do is start your shopping at smile.amazon.com and choose Bsotc as your charitable organization, and the donation will be made at no extra cost to you. So go to all of our social media sites for more news on how you can give back to your community and support Bsotc. Now, for our upcoming shows, this Sunday will be the mark of October, the first week of October, and we'll be honoring our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you all check out our show at 4:00 p.m. Our next show will be Tuesday, October 4th, with our Hidden Gems show at 7 p.m. These are all of our announcements for today. John, I'll pass it back over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ayana. Thank you for being here and getting those events out. As you all see, there's a number of events, a number of things that are going on in the community. Please get out there. These resources are for you. They are free events. Make sure you tap in and get those resources and those services. Also, to our young people, the families, there's a number of things that the SF Rebels are doing. Reach in, call, email my brother Nate. Get the young folks in there so that they can start preparing to get into high school and in college. These resources are very, very important. Also, this Saturday, like you said, the violence prevention event is taking place at District 6 Community. Come out there, enjoy the music, enjoy the culture, enjoy the family, the friends, the people in the community that are there as we are continuing to stop the violence. Our own District 10 supervisor and board president, Shaman Walton, to be out there. A number of our elected officials, come out there. We're trying to do our best to stop the violence. We're going to have a town hall discussion. And again, it's very important as community we get involved so our voices can be heard. I am excited about these events. It is very important that we continue to highlight, impact our community, use these resources. We are trying to find ways to impact our community. We would like to hear from you. Please get out there, be a part of this town hall, as everybody is trying to find out ways and different ideals to connect with our youth, connect with our community. As again, we're trying to stop the gun violence in our community, and we are excited with that. Also, the both sides of the conversation, we are a partner with our API community. Okay, we got information coming up shortly. I know it's not out there yet, but I'm giving y'all a heads up. We're going to have an Asian and Black barbecue cookout. It's going to be amazing. We're going to bring our Asian community and Black community together in solidarity. So be looking for that news. It is coming out. We're going to bridge this gap and work together. I know there's a lot of news articles and different stereotypes. We're going to bring our community together. We're going to work together. We're going to bring the elders, the young people, and we're going to talk about how do we heal some of this trauma that's impacted both our communities. And you can't go wrong when you're talking about food, football, and community together, everybody loves that. So we were excited about that, and we're looking forward to that. Again, I know I've been on the road, and I apologize to all of the coordinators who's been reaching out. John, are you coming to my event? I am out of town. But when I get back, I will be back in the community, running with the community, doing the things that we need to do. So again, I appreciate y'all. My team will be out there supporting these events. Don't worry if you see somebody with a both sides of the conversation hat on, walk up to them, say, hey, I know who y'all are. How y'all doing? Just check us out. We're doing some amazing things, but y'all will see me. I'm back. I know everybody wants to see me. I can't be at everything, but I have some phenomenal folks on my team that will be out there to help get you the information, whatever you need to do to connect. And again, we appreciate you all. None of this happened without the community, so we thank you all. With that being said, enough of me, enough of Ayanna. We said enough. It is time to bring the educational presentation that's coming to wake up our community. Give us this sauce. Give us this information that we need. These folks are phenomenal. They impact the youth, which also impacts our community. So we are honored again to have the Rise Prep here. I'm going to start bringing them up one at a time. But again, phenomenal group of folks doing some amazing work to impact our community and our youth, tying our families and the youth. Y'all know that's what I'm all about. How do we bring our youth, our families together with the community? Rise Prep is doing that, y'all. Check them out. So with that being said, I'm going to bring them up one at a time and let them go ahead and introduce themselves to community. We're going to start with Kristen. We're going to bring Kristen up and we're going to move down the line. How you doing, Kristen? Good to see you again.
Hey, community. It's so good to be with you all again. We were so happy to be able to join you on Tuesday. We've got a great show prepared for you. We're so excited to get the word out about Rise Prep. I will start by introducing myself. My name is Kristen. I am the development manager over at Rise, and I've got two of my colleagues here with me. I'll let them introduce themselves while I queue up my screen.
Yo, what's going on? Both sides of the conversation community. It's good to be back in effect with you today. I know we had a great session last time on Tuesday. Looking forward to giving you some information for all those folks who reached out. Thank you so much for all the love. We want to make sure that we can get you plugged in today. My name is Bill Griffin Jr. I am the college counselor over at Rise University Prep. And just, again, excited to be here with y'all, get some information out into the public, and look forward to speaking with some prospective families here soon. Again, thank you, John, for having us on. It's so nice to be here.
Hey, everybody. My name's Tim Cahill. Can you hear me okay? I'm with Rise Prep. I'm the vice principal. I run admissions as well as athletics, and such a privilege and honor to be here with you guys. Thank you, John and Ayanna, for that awesome introduction. Man, the energy is awesome in here, in this building. Even though we're not all together, I just feel the energy even in my own home, and hopefully all you guys do as well. And just looking forward to sharing with you guys tonight who we are and maybe connecting with you in the future. But I'll pass it over to Kristen for us to get started.
All right, Kristen, I'll pull up the stream here.
Beautiful. Thanks so much. I'm going to pass it actually to Griff. He's going to go ahead and intro us, and we'll have a nice video. And so any questions that you guys have, put them in that chat. We'll look for, we'll monitor so that we can answer some questions for you all.
All right, so starting now, a quick agenda. We'll start with the mission and vision, just so you kind of know more about the school, who we are, how we got started, and kind of where we're going. We didn't have a video with a family testimony. Just want to really get personal with y'all today, let you see from a family perspective. I know John said that he, the guy who does research, some of our family, some of our students, shout out to him for that. We want to make sure that we plug you as a viewer in as well, so you can see not just from our mouths, but also from our family's mouths, the impact and the different things that we're doing at the school. Then we'll just talk a little bit about how we're rooted in Bayview, our model, our 80-20 model, and how we're making sure that this is a community school and it stays a community school. Then we'll go into why Rise, why going through our programming, some of our different aspects, and then lastly, how to get involved. So with that, we need that next slide there. Okay. Yes, next slide here. So consistent to the mission, we are a school that is 80% scholars who are first generation to college or qualify for free reduced lunch or are Bayview residents. We are very huge on that, making sure that we are serving the population that reflects the community. And so our other 20% are at-large seats, but our 80% mostly Bayview residents, but also opening up to first-gen students and those who qualify for free and reduced lunch. Again, follow from Tuesday. Our goal is to get 100% of scholars to gain admission to a four-year university by their senior year. But I'll go even further than that. That's our goal, but our vision is to make sure that they're not only making it to college, but through college. And so if you share that vision as a parent, as a student, please reach out to us. It doesn't matter if you're in 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade. We're always looking for prospective families, and the wait list fills up pretty quickly, right? And so even in 6th grade, let us reach out to us. We got our admissions guy, Mr. Cahill, on the call today. Tim is on the call today, and so I'm going to pass it to him here in a second. But please reach out to us. We're looking for any prospective families, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Right on. Thanks, Griff. So I just want to share a little bit of our history as a school, just so you understand where we're coming from, where we've been. In 2017, Rise Prep officially started as a school in the Bayview. And prior to that, it's actually birthed out of a church called Redeemer Community Church, rooted in the Bayview. And they've been in the Bayview for about 20 years now. We've got partnerships, and really we're accepted by Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church, Shekinah Christian Fellowship, and many other churches that we've built up relationships over the years. And as Redeemer Community Church was kind of looking at how to serve the community even better, and trying to really say like, hey, how can we be a blessing to the community that we're in? They saw and looked around and saw that, they were very blessed with a wide range of educators. They said, what would it look like to start a school that was really for the community that this church is in? And so the vision, the dream started, and started building from there. And in 2017, we launched our first class in 6th grade. And each year we kept recruiting another class. And you see that year, 2020, and that 2020 year is a big year. We all know that caused a lot of changes. And so we had at that point grown to a full middle school, 6th through 8th grade. And our long-term vision has always been to have a full middle school and high school. But with the pandemic hitting and, kind of not sure how that was going to affect education, we really focused on the 3 grades that we had. And so we continued to progress with those grades, and we started focusing on taking those grades all the way through to their high school years. And that's where we're at right now. We are a full high school with those same 3 grades that we started with. We've added some new students over the years, but we're a 9th through 11th grade school. And when we're actively looking for a new 9th grade class, going back to that growing vision of what would it look like to add another grade. So next year, our biggest recruitment that we're looking for is a whole new 9th grade class, so we can be a full high school, 9th through 12th grade, and grow back into what we feel like the Lord has called us to in this community, to be a blessing to it as much as we can, to provide a small school environment that is dedicated to students and families who really want their students to have the type of attention and support to do, as Mr. Griffin shared, get to, and not just to, but through college. And so, we're going to share a lot from our perspective. We are all on staff, but we also want to be able to share a little bit of something that our families have shared. And we have a video to share with you right now. And so we're going to queue up that video and share that with you, just to hear from a few different families from Rise.
All right. As Tim said, here goes this video. Let me know if there's any sound issues.
Hi, my name is Luz Andrea Torres, and this is my mom.
My name is Sahana. I'm here with my grandfather, Chris Bell. I'm here with my mom, Chantel Christina Bell.
Hi, I'm Zachariah Perry.
Hi, I'm Cassandra. I'm Zach's mother. I'm the great-grandmother.
My name's Cassandra as well, and I'm Zach's grandmother.
I think 1959, your great-great-grandmother decided to come to California.
Where do we come from, Graham?
It came from New Orleans, Louisiana.
And her desire really was for us to have more opportunity than they had back in the South.
Llegué aquí hace 35 años a San Francisco. Bueno, antes de llegar aquí a San Francisco, yo vivía en México. ¿Y cuál fue tu razón en por qué te querías mudar aquí?
Pues vinimos en busca de, pues, de un mejor futuro como todos.
My mom's side of the family is from Alabama and Texas, and they came here during the Great Migration as well, when a lot of African Americans left the southern states of the United States to have a better life for themselves.
My grandmother and granddad came from Louisiana, I guess in the 40s. I was born in 1955, so I've been here, my whole life, born and raised here in San Francisco. There's nothing like San Francisco.
Families where you get your strength, be encouraged without having to give something. It's unconditional love. And you know how our family is. We love on one another.
I think having roots helps you know how to really act and be in the world, teach you how to love Christ and what our faith means to us. When your mom talks about unconditional love, I was talking to one of the pastors about this. It's like, for me, unconditional love is also holding you accountable.
My dad's grandparents and his parents, when they left Louisiana, it was to found a church. So the church that they found is called Bell Chapel. It's still around. It's on Peewee, right there.
Yeah, between Peewee and Crusader on, is that Jennings?
Yes.
Yeah, Jennings.
So we definitely have roots here. There's also a street called Bell Court, named after my dad's side of the family in Baby Hunters Point. Yeah. We still have a lot of family here. The neighborhood has changed a lot, and a lot of people have left, but we definitely have roots here. And it's very important that my children know that part of their family and that family history.
Pues de la familia, pues yo creo todo es importante, ¿verdad? Pero más que nada la comunicación que hemos tenido como familia, unidos, pues más que nada eso, estar unidos, y que espero que ellas se enseñen igual, a que ella, pues tanto ella como con su hermana, sean unidas siempre como nos han visto a nosotros en nuestra familia.
This is what my mother wanted, for all of us to stay together and be together, support each other, and I want them to be the same way. Taking care of my grandmother is not even a second thought. This is what we do. This is what our family does. We come together and we love one another. We support each other.
I think it's important actually for us to mention my grandmother. One of the things that she insisted upon is that education was important. I don't know what grade she went to. 7th grade? Maybe less. Yeah, it may have even been 6th grade. But she always would say jokingly, better get them books. That meaning that education is important. And I have to say that pushed me to the point where I knew not only did I have to graduate from high school, but that I needed to be the first in my family to graduate from college. And I actually was. From there, I instilled in my kids that it's important for you to do more than what your previous generation did. And my grandmother always taught us that we are to help the next generation along the way and do better. And I pray that Zach and Zach's sister Isis takes some of these things and instill it in their children as well. So
just keep it on.
Yep.
If you guys have made any sacrifices.
I don't look at it as a sacrifice. I really don't. It's something we're supposed to do, we want to do. So I don't look at it as a sacrifice.
para mi familia, pues no lo siento que sea un sacrificio, pues yo he estado enferma de mis manos, pero al pensar siempre en mi familia, en mis hijas y verlas a ellas, siempre fueron un motivo para seguir adelante.
¿Cómo te impactó ser madre soltera a 2 niñas?
Pues fue algo que yo no esperaba. Ay, me van a hacer llorar. Fue difícil, es difícil, por eso es que yo les platico y converso con ellas por lo difícil que pasé. El impacto fue muy fuerte, pero me hizo más fuerte a mí. De esa manera yo me formé más fuerte para no caer y seguir adelante.
Gracias.
That you be successful in whatever you go into. I want you to be a great man, full of integrity, and a follower and a lover of Christ. And I want you to buy me a house.
I don't know. It's really up to you, but we'd like to see you finish school. We'd like to see, I know you talk about you don't necessarily want to go, but we'd like to see you go to college, finish at Rise, get into college, and then it's up to you what you want to do at that point.
I second that.
Hi guys,
And you know that you have so much potential. You are so intelligent.
Hey guys.
Pues la esperanza como madre es de que te sigas adelante con tus estudios, termines tus estudios y te formes como persona, como ser humano y como profesional.
Yeah, I feel very grateful. I'm thankful for the opportunities that I got here coming to Rise Prep. Having more of a bond with my family, because we would have been scattered all over the place and nobody would stay in the South. Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I want to keep on carrying that seed everywhere. I want to plant everybody everywhere. I'm all over the world.
Yeah, don't plant no seeds.
Yeah, please.
Please don't do that. In scene.
All right. I love that video. I still get choked up even though I've watched it multiple times. It's so heartwarming to see the bonds, the laughter, and I think something that's really special is that you get to see, and something that makes me love Rise is you really get to see some of those similarities across families. They kept saying, it's not a sacrifice. This is what we do for family. And even, John, I heard you say it about this community, like this family, you just show up and it's so beautiful. Speaking personally, it's so beautiful as a young family myself, getting to see some of the roles that play out at Rise between families and staff, and it's learning opportunity for me, and it also just makes the joy of this work so amazing. So I hope that you all enjoyed that, and I don't know how you follow that, but we're gonna keep rolling, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about our community, some more high level like logistic things, and then I'm gonna pass it to Tim to talk more about admissions, which it sounds like is really what people are interested in, and I'm so excited to hear that. So I'll go ahead. Is it possible, John, for you to cue me back up with the screen?
Yeah, I'll pull up the next one.
Oops. Awesome. So I'll just talk while you go. So as you know, as all of you know, we've kind of said it a couple times, the Bayview neighborhood is truly where this school was called to be rooted. It's where we call home. And I'll get to this in a moment, but so many of our staff live here. And I think it also is important to point out, as I think is common knowledge, that a lot of students who maybe started RISE in Bayview, some of them aren't here anymore because of those higher level things that occur that I think we're working on every day. And so a lot of our students have roots here, as you saw in the video, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they are still here, but because RISE is here, they get to continue to have an opportunity to go to school here, which is just so exciting. It's a vibrant community. If you live in Bayview or you've been to this zip code before, you know that it is so vibrant and so beautiful. But you might also know that approximately 16% of this area code live below the poverty line. And that inequity is shared with the fact that approximately 29% of Black students in the San Francisco school district don't graduate from high school. That is an immense statistic, and one that we're hoping at RISE to help close the gap on for our small community. And a very large reason why we dedicate 80% of our seats to students who are in Bayview or first to college or qualifying for free and reduced lunch. So we have a model that sits along 3 premises. I will go over this model quickly, talk a little bit about the first 2, and we'll come back to the third at the end. The first is that we have an uncompromising curriculum that is taught by wonderful teachers that I've had the pleasure to know and learn alongside, that really prepares scholars for 4-year universities. That's number 1. Sitting next to that is that our student and family flourish. It's an approach that we take to our learning and human development that embraces each student as a whole person and as a part of a family. And we'll talk about that a little more when Tim talks about admissions and what that looks like. And finally, we rest our model on our beloved community, a mutually enriching relationship with the larger community in Bayview and beyond that serves as an expression of God's just kingdom. This is our staff, highly experienced, but also, and sometimes more important, we're rooted in this community. More than half of our staff lives in Bayview and lives in community with where our students are. And so I think there's so much beauty in, driving home at the end of the day and seeing your students and having them walk by your house. It's such a beautiful community that we live in and that we get to live alongside the students that we teach. The other awesome thing about this is that we're a small school, which means that we have an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. That means that we get to offer so much pointed support and individualized attention to all of our scholars. I want to talk about this because I think it really speaks to the achievement and the academics that we provide, and I think it is really important for families to this too. When, as Tim explained earlier, we had these students in 6th grade, these were their reading levels that pertain to them being at grade level. So in 6th grade, 31% of students were hitting their marks in reading and 38% in math. Fast forwarding, these same students, by the time they hit 9th grade, these numbers really speak for themselves, but this is our first class that was at or above the national mean. 94% of our 9th grade and 75% of our math. That's such a beautiful thing to look at and to see the true growth that our students have made through their hard work, through their teachers being able to support, through their families being there for them always. Is a testament to the learning and the ways that we can help to close, at least bridge those achievement gaps that exist. Moving a little bit along to this student, and I just want to remind you guys, I'm kind of going over this quick so that we can get into the nitty gritty with Tim and Bill a little bit later. So if it feels like a lot, we will hit a lot of these points in the coming minutes. It's really important to us that we educate the whole scholar. I think you guys heard a lot on Tuesday. We really believe in the idea of a well-rounded program and creating well-rounded people that will go into this world beyond their curriculum. Who are they? Zach's mom said it in the video. I want you to be a good man. And that is, to all of us, is just as important, if not more important, than how they do in school. And so we hope to bring a lot of that full circle with some of the opportunities that you see on the screen. It also means educating the whole scholar in the context of family. For those reasons, we offer a 9-to-5 schedule so that, as I think, if for the parents watching, being able to work and that awkward gap of time between the school getting out and the workday ending, we help to support families in that way by having an extended school day. We have direct family support where, and this is just a tidbit, I've never been to a place where 100% of families, for example, show up to parent-teacher conferences. But here at this school, that happens. Because families are so involved, it really allows for a deeper connection between the home and the school, where traditionally there seems so much disconnect. And as I said, there's just so much family involvement, and it makes a difference. So I'll pass it along to Tim to talk a little bit more about why you might choose Rise Prep.
Right on. Thanks, Kristen. Yeah, it's such a privilege to continue to share with you guys. And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to put that in the chat. But I just want to share, just from maybe the admission side in your family that has a student maybe going into high school next year or in the next couple years. Just want to go through the process and talk through some of what we think are key factors that you might want to think about as you think about different options. There's a plethora of different high schools out there. San Francisco offers some great educational opportunities. And so we just are happy to offer forward what we feel like is a good expression that might fit some of our families in the Bayview community, if it resonates with you about who we are as a school and what we're about. And so a couple of the key points that we're going to look at are first, just talking about the fact of being a college prep school. That also pairs with us being a neighborhood school. So it's kind of a unique combination. We're a very small school. We try to limit our classroom sizes to around 20 students so that our scholars get the individualized attention that they need from their teachers, a calm, focused environment that also allows for group work and discussion and opportunities. But we also see ourselves as rooted in the neighborhood. So that means that we take actually a lot of field trips around the Bayview to go see what resources are out there, see what different connections there are. And so our school partners with the Bayview YMCA. We're starting a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club in the neighborhood. We've done a lot of different field trips to different areas in the neighborhood. And so it's a beautiful thing for our students, not only to go to school in the Bayview neighborhood, but also to know what's outside their walls. And Bill will share about College Track as well. And that's a huge partnership for us down on 3rd Street. So just really trying to pair the two. What does it mean to be a college prep school, as well as to know your neighborhood and to be involved in it? And to be giving back in that area. The second reason why we might say, hey, you should really consider Rise Prep is, even though we're a young school in terms of our years, we're not a young school in terms of our educators. You saw some of the photo of our educators on there. Some of our educators come with 20 plus years of experience. And some of them we've taught at private schools, we taught at public schools in San Francisco. So we come in with a lot of experience. If you go on our website, you can look up what universities, some Ivy League universities, lots of master's degrees from our educators. So we're not just coming into the unknown. We're a school who really knows what it takes to prepare students, to invest in them, and to give our best on our end so that your students can be prepared for college. It's also our desire that our students not only hit the books hard, but that they're also really curious, and we try to inspire wonder as they're exploring different mathematical concepts. We offer coding classes at the high school level. We also do a Maker's Lab class, which we call our STEAM class, which they do different hands-on projects in the 9th grade. One of the ones they're working on right now is called their earthquake project, where they're building this building and they're going to put it on a shake table, and they work in teams, and just really neat stuff like that. I mean, we get into the, essay writing and, all the things that our super important, but we also want our students to be curious and to be excited about the things that they're learning about as well. In addition to that, we shared a little bit about this, but we really think the small classroom sizes is a huge plus for our students and our families. I also teach math as well. We get to wear a lot of different hats in a smaller school. And I know for me, this is really, really neat. Our classes are about 20 students, and this makes it so I really know each one of my students well. I know how to support them, how to help them, especially in a subject like math. I know what students are tracking with me, what students are coming in a little bit sleepy that day, and just have the opportunity to really engage with our students. The other thing that is really important for our families that has been a huge blessing for them is that we run a 9 to 5 school day. And what that means is that not that our students are in class all day from 9 to 5, but at 3:40 to 5 o'clock, we run a homework hour that's supervised by teachers. We bring in volunteer tutors, and it's an opportunity for our scholars to get academic support at school in the environment where they're learning. This time is also reserved for meeting with college counseling. It's also a time where we do our sports, our athletics. And so we do a lot of things in these hours, but it helps our families, a lot of our working families, I'm sure like many of us out there, just to make it in San Francisco. I know my wife and I both have to work with our 2 kids, and we got to figure out how to do that. So we really want to support our families with that homework time and support our students in that way. I shared a little bit about some of the electives. We also offer an art elective as well for our artists out there, and we have opportunities where we bring down families and do an art show. We have a choir, a Rise Prep choir, which has just been a beautiful thing, seeing our students tap into their artistic side as well. And one of the maybe most important things about us as a school is that we're a Christian school. And so our desire is to express ourselves as followers of Christ who just want to love this community, love the community we're involved in. It's not the expectation that our families would be Christian. Actually, many of our families don't necessarily go or profess that as their faith, but they just see that there's a really good community going on here, and a really blessed opportunity for our families to be a part of. And so that's who our teachers are. That's what the school is founded off of. But there's not a pressure for students or families. Our first and foremost, when we go back to our mission and vision is to serve first generation of college students from low-income families from the Bayview who want the opportunity to have private school education at an affordable cost. And that's our next slide. So what we do on our end is we fundraise. We have to fundraise a lot. Kristen is part of our development team, and they fundraise a significant amount to make it possible for our families to come here. If you look at that text there, it costs about $17,000 for a student for our school to run. But that's, in San Francisco, it's tough to make it when you're trying to send your student to private school. And so what we do for all of our families, this is for every family who comes to Rise, they get the same scholarship. So everybody pays $2,200 a year for their student. This includes all student services fees. Students get a Chromebook. This is all included in that. And if that is even maybe not accessible for you as a family out there, we also offer additional scholarships that can be applied for. And this is who we are. We want to be a school that's accessible for all families, no matter your background, no matter where you're at. If you're motivated, if you're excited about your student having the opportunity to have this type of educational opportunity with that focus, with that intention, with that specific drive towards thinking about college, Rise Prep might be the fit for you. And so that's what we just want to encourage you to think about. I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Bill Griffin to give him the opportunity to share about what it means to get ready for college and how at Rise we have that vision for your student.
Thank you for that, Mr. Cahill. So again, Bill Griffin here. I am the college and career counselor over at Rise Prep. I just wanted to share a little bit about one of our most important missions at the school, which is making sure our students are not only prepared to make it to college, but they're prepared to actually make it through college and into their career. And so I'm going to share a few different slides and thoughts here. And so let's start with the college counseling model. You've heard it from both Kristen and Tim, both of my colleagues, that having a small school, the importance of having a small school and that 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio Well, a part of having a small school is that your student will get one-on-one counseling all the way through all 4 years. Now, I know for me personally, I know when I was in high school, and probably for a lot of our viewers out there, we might have met with the college counselor maybe one time in the 4 years, and it probably wasn't that impactful of a meeting. Well, here at Rise, because of our model, we're able to guide your students through that entire high school experience, giving them one-on-one counseling year over year. And that's not just by me as the college counselor. We have our principal, our assistant principals, our teachers, everyone's involved in making sure that your students prepared to not only survive, but thrive when they get to those college years. Another thing that we do, you'll see, I'm not gonna go through every bullet point here one by one, but I wanted to point out some highlights. In their freshman, sophomore year, we make 4-year plans, making sure that they have a vision of where they wanna go, and also making sure that they have a dream, right? I think it's very important that our scholars have dreams. They can see themselves in different scenarios outside of just where they are right now. And so we really focus on, them setting a vision, making a dream for themselves, so that we can aspire to that as we go throughout the years, and that they have a target that they're aiming for. In addition to that, in the freshman and sophomore year, I'm going to come back to our partnership with College Track. But everyone who qualifies, we do College Track applications. We have a wonderful partnership with them, as well as 100% college prep. And so we really leverage that partnership, especially being right here in the neighborhood. So we really leverage that partnership to make sure that we have as much support as possible, because it does take a village when it comes to getting these scholars the best opportunities possible. Same kind of thing going into sophomore year, we still have that one-on-one counseling, college and career exploration. By the time they get into their sophomore, junior year, we want to make sure that Mr. Cahill talked about that 9 to 5 model, and how that last hour is a homework block and a study hall block for our students to do, to catch up on homework, set good foundations, and to have tutorials with their teachers and make sure that they're hitting the mark. Also, when we get to the sophomore, junior year, we want to get them out in the community. And so we have internships, programs that can run during that time as well. We have plenty of club offerings that run during that time. And so we really want to make sure that they are becoming well-rounded individuals and getting a chance to flourish, not only academically, but also spiritually, emotionally, and every other way possible. They have those summer opportunities coming in their senior, sophomore, and junior years. And then by the time they become juniors, we want to really start to talk about what it's like to apply for college. And so we have a junior seminar class in which they have an emphasis on their personal essay writing, on their PIQs, personal insight questions for the UCs, and really just digging into the different pieces that they'll need, building their college resume, make sure they have their community service hours, all those things that they need to stand out from the rest when it comes to those college applications. Then their senior year, we also continue that, and they have a senior seminar. And in that one, that's all about applying for colleges. By their junior year, we usually will meet with the families and make sure our visions are aligned. Senior year class, we'll make sure we get them applying for not only colleges, but also the FAFSA and their scholarships. How are you going to pay for college as well, if that is the path that our scholar chooses? And then finally, they do a college success plan, because again, I know we've said it many times before, but I want to emphasize this one more time. Our vision is not just to get them to college, but through college. And so we have a plan. We're going to plan for that, college success plan, and make sure that they are good to go on that end. Moving forward from there, I will come right back to this in 1 second. I wanted to quickly talk about some of our partnerships. So College Track, if you don't know what that is funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. College Track is a program which comes alongside your student, both for the 4 years which they're in high school, and make sure that they are gaining all the necessary skills and all the different things they need for college, but also the beauty in College Track, they have a 10-year promise. And so after their high school, when they get into college, they actually have a success coach that follows them into college and ensures that they are getting access to all of the resources and all the things that they'll need to be able to, again, not only survive, but thrive in that college setting. I know, me being a first-gen student myself, I wish I would have had some kind of resource like this, because I got on campus, wasn't quite sure. My mom didn't know what she didn't know. And so it was kind of tough kind of navigating that process at first. But a program like College Track and having that success mentor allows our students to be able to access those resources. To give an example, when the pandemic hit back in 2020, there was a bunch of students that were in college and had nowhere to go because their dorm shut down based on COVID protocol, things like that. They were able to call up some of their contacts at College Track and get plane tickets, funding for plane tickets to make it back home, so they weren't stranded on campus like a lot of students were. And so it's just a huge resource for us. There's only 9 college tracks in the nation, and we have one right here in our backyard, right on 3rd Street. So our students are able to walk there every day with a group of their peers and go and enjoy that space and enjoy that partnership. Another huge partnership we have is with the YMCA. They have so many great programs over there, the Bayview Y. We run our practices. I'm also the basketball coach. Shout out to my basketball team if you're watching. I'm also the head basketball coach. We use their gym for some of our athletics. Also, they have so many great programs, the film program, the music program that they run over there that we also partner with them on. And so just a lot of different ways in which we're partnering with the community and really being rooted in the community and making sure that our scholars here have access to all these different community pieces. Last thing I'll say on this slide is that part of our programming here at Rise is that our students actually get to go and visit the colleges as a part of their school day, as a part of their programming within our school. They get a chance to go and visit some of these college campuses. They've gone to Berkeley, they've gone to Stanford. We've gone to UC Merced. We're going to UC Riverside this year. We're going to UCLA. Loyola, all these different schools around. We like to show them both public and private universities and make sure that they have the exposure to make an informed decision when it comes to their college selection process. One thing that I say as a college counselor, it's not about the rankings. It's not about, what school my friend went to and all that. It's about what's the best fit for you. So if that's HBCU, then we'll do all the work we need to make sure we investigate and find the best fit for you. If that's one of the UCs, we'll find the one for you. If that's a CSU, whatever it is, my biggest advice to any parent out there is to make sure that you're finding the best fit for your child because in the long run, that's what will keep them in college and help them to make it through, is making sure that they can find their community and find their place there. If you wouldn't mind going to the next slide. So one thing I wanted to point out, if you are familiar with the UC A2g requirements, these are what you need in order to qualify to be able to apply and get accepted into a UC school at the end of your high school journey. And what I wanted to point out here is that a lot of families, when going through this process, talking to some families here in San Francisco, they'll tell you that, our students didn't quite have the right counseling structure. And so they were taking these courses, got to the end of their high school journey and realized that they hadn't met the requirements to be able to apply to a UC or a CSU. One thing you don't have to worry about here at Rise is that predicament, because our course programming is all programmed around the UC A2g requirements, and we have a program that makes sure that they not only hit those requirements but also exceed those requirements. And so you'll see here every 10 credits, a year-long course. And so you'll see here, just looking at a few of the highlights in our core courses, our history and social sciences department, UC requires 2 years, we require 3 years. Our English department, 4 years and 4 years matches up. For our math department, UC requires 3 years, we require 4 years. For our science department, UC requires 2 years, we require 4 years. And so you're hitting all of your requirements just by virtue of going to Rise University Prep. Being at a small school, we are able to offer these classes to students to make sure that no one gets lost in the shuffle. What you'll also see here is that we actually have an H, an I, and a J in our requirements as well. And so a part of that is called counseling, a capstone project, and tentatively practical art. So we're making sure that our students are getting a well-rounded education, making sure that they are hitting all of their requirements, and not only hitting but exceeding, so that not only will you qualify for the UC schools, but also for your HBCUs, for your Ivies, for wherever your student may want to attend coming out of Rise University Prep. We're preparing them for the opportunity in both mind, body, spirit, and all other areas. A couple other things that I wanted to say here were some of the skills that we focus on here at Rise is a lot of skills that not only will help them in their college journey, but will also help them as they go forward into the real world. So we focus on critical thinking, citizenship, communication, creativity, collaboration, and my two favorites are growth mindset and agency. Growth mindset being that ability for your students to not just think stagnantly about who they are and who they've been in the past, but to actually think forward into who can I become and being my best self. And so we focused a lot on that, on building that soft skill throughout the years with our students, as well as a sense of agency. How do I advocate for myself? If something's not right, how do I, as a student, as a young person, how do I use my voice in order to make sure to voice what I need, my concerns, or whatever it may be, especially for our Black and brown students, as we know that this world is a harsh world and we don't always get a fair shake. And so, building that skill of agency and allowing our students to voice their opinion, allowing our students to know who they are and be comfortable in who they are, that is a big skill that we really, really focus on here at Rise University Prep. The last thing I wanted to talk about here as far as the college counseling department are our 2-degree programs. So you'll see our first degree program is the college prep diploma. I kind of went over this one a little bit as a part of looking at the UC A2g requirements, but you can see here all of our different pieces that we have for our college prep diploma. And that one is our base diploma. Just by virtue of being a private school that we are on a slightly accelerated curriculum when you compare us to SFUSD. And that shouldn't come as a concern to any parents, because again, with our small school model and with our 3:45 to 5 tutoring time, we make sure that we get your students to speed so that they can thrive in this setting. But then we also have an honors diploma for our students who are looking to go to an Ivy League, looking to go to a Stanford or a Berkeley. We have an honors diploma in which our students can take a number of AP courses, a number of honors courses, preparing for that rigorous coursework that they'll see at the college level. And so just wanted to take a second and go through a few of those pieces from the college counseling side. We are excited to offer so many of these things here in the Bayview community. So many students are able to get this private school education in different communities here in San Francisco. And so many times our scholars are looked over. And so by us being able to offer such a rigorous curriculum, and not only that, but being able to offer all the pieces that Mr. Cahill talked about, and really having a holistic approach to education is really something that we take a lot of pride in, being able to offer your scholars an education that'll go beyond the four walls of the classroom and bleed out to the community. And hopefully they can take with them not only to college, but into their professional life as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bill and Tim. I'll just wrap up with this. Getting back to our beloved community, what started as 3, this like beautiful trifecta of Redeemer Church, Dayspring, that is a tech company, and Rise, blossomed connection to so many churches in the area, which then blossomed so many community partnerships. And we're so excited to be able to include both sides of the conversation into that community. And we look forward to the youth that could come of us all connecting together. We look forward to knowing you all more and knowing your stories, your students, we just are so excited to be here and for the possibilities of what is to come. So that concludes our presentation. We're happy to answer questions. And I will also say, for those of you watching, I know that John put a form link into the YouTube and the Facebook. It doesn't offer you the option to click it, but if you copy and paste that and put it into a new browser, we'll be able to connect with you.
Now you all just took my breath away. You just took my breath away, okay? I wasn't expecting that, and definitely, here at both sides of the conversation, that's our goal. We just want to connect with our community. We want to help uplift and make sure that all of the intersections connect in our community. I'm just impressed with you all. I'm so happy that you all are back. Phenomenal presentation. I think the community has waited enough to get the information that they need. I know football is going on, so a lot of folks are watching that. But the most important thing is the mothers and the families that are watching tonight is getting this information, and it'll be replayed so that they can go back and get this information. I saw Leticia Irvin in there, and she just expressed her gratitude, how beautiful this is. I want to give her a shout out because she is working for SF SFU, USFD. She is moving up the ladder, doing things to connect our communities together, making sure that our babies are connected with right resources. And she's also a part of APAC and making sure that our young folks have opportunities to grow. I think what you all are doing is very phenomenal. Community partners, all of the folks in the community that's always talking about equity and how we want to help uplift community philanthropists. This is an opportunity to invest in organization Rise that is impacting D10 94124 zip code. The amount of work that they're doing, how they're inspiring, bringing families together. You've seen the video, young Zach. I know the Bell family, very, very powerful pillars of our community. This is what this is about. We have to take education to the next level, and you all are doing it. And I'm just excited to sit on this panel tonight with you all because I think this is the way that we have to go. And as a community, we have further conversations. We talk about the quality of education from private school versus public. And again, Rise has a model that is working. Look at our young people, how they're inspired. Look how they connect with our communities. How do we help support them and bring this to a larger part of our community here in San Francisco and beyond? I mean, these are the models that work. The spirituality, getting that foundation, that grounding that is needed. So many times our young folks in our community, we are missing that. They are not only pouring that into our young people, but making sure academically they are excelling. I am excited. I am pumped up. And this is why this is important. This is why they're here. They're in the community, y'all. Okay, how many schools you see the teacher, the vice principal, they out there. Every time I'm out, they out there in the community, connecting with our folks. This is a school model that we need to replicate again, because we can't build anything without collaborating and partnering not only with the families, but the community. They're in the community. And again, they are here in space, virtually with the community, making sure that we know how to get connected. They have streamlined their process to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity. And again, the small amount of money to me, $2,200, and they still working around other ways to help you. Come on, community. This is an opportunity. Invest in our youth. Family members, invest in our youth. I love the model, 8-to-1. I always was one of those young folks. It's too many kids in the class, 30, 40. When I went to school, it was 30, 40 kids in the class. I'm raising my hand. Teacher, I need some help. Hold on a second. That 8-to-1 model is very, very important to our community. When young folks have that type of opportunity, when they are struggling or have questions, to have that type of access is very important. Everybody can't develop from that larger crowd, but the 8-to-1 model is very, very tremendous. When it comes to the educational needs that sometimes our young folks have in our community. Y'all know the environmental issues that impact our community. So to have that level of connecting with the staff, I think is just very phenomenal. And then Bill talking about the one-on-one counseling. I think that is so important component to our education that is missing. Our young people don't have that opportunity to have that one-on-one connection with their teachers. A lot of times in middle and high school, the bells ring and kids are moving. And, for you all providing that 9-to-5 model, making sure that the young folks have an opportunity after school is out to connect. I think that's just a very, very important part of what you all are doing. And then Tim talking about wearing many hats. And I think this is what is a great part of the model, because too many times our principals in the school district are very disconnected from the youth, the community. And I always love to see our higher officials of schools to be very engaged with our youth, with the teachers. I think that is powerful. And I know it's hard to juggle the administrative part as well as be involved. But when you have that level of commitment from a staff to make sure that a vice principal and a principal is involved with the community, I think is just a tremendous appreciation for what you all are doing, because our young folks need to know you're just not the head, but you're also involved. And I think I do that here within our organization as well, was trying to make sure that the leadership also is connected with the community. I mean, I could easily just step back and say, hey, I got a team, they can do it. Right. But people want that leadership. They want that connection to know if I need to pick up the phone and talk to the vice principal or the principal, I get that access. And I think that's just tremendous. And community, you all have been blessed tonight with some great information. I know 6 families that are watching right now. You got the information. They laid it out for you. Now it's up to you. Make the decision, make the investment in our young people in our community, and anything that we could do at both sides of the conversation. And if it's helping support a family or two with this scholarship, hey, I'm committed. Okay, I'm about education. I'm about the elevation of our community. They are in the real community, okay? In District 10, you've seen the report, the poverty, the violence, the things that are taking place in our community. They are still standing there, and they are giving our young folks an opportunity to excel and do some phenomenal things within our community and beyond. And just to hear the families, you know, the biggest thing out of all of it, we want them to have the education. They are building young men and young women, and that's what we need in our community. We need young people to understand it is important to be a young, productive member of our community, young men and young women getting that type of leadership, that type of mentorship, and that type of commitment from this staff community. We blessed. We don't get a lot of things. I think we have a gym right here in Rise Prep. Get out and call it. But I'll turn it over to you all if you want to ask any questions. And one thing I noticed about presentations, if you don't get a lot of comments, you know what that means. Y'all did a great job. That means y'all answered all of the questions. Because I have sometimes guests come on here and people are asking all these questions. Where do we go? They put together. This is what I'm talking about. Intentional preparation. If they come here intentionally prepared, what do you think that they're doing with our young people, getting them ready to be successful intentionally and making sure they have the tools so they can be equipped to move our community forward? Great job, great presentation. If you guys have anything, because I don't even have no questions. I mean, that PowerPoint said it all for me. But Tim or Bill, if you all want to say anything, please go ahead.
I'll say one more thing. Man, it's been such a privilege being here tonight. Thank you so much for giving both sides of this conversation, giving us the time and opportunity. And thank you for those watching. And I'd love to connect with you. I saw my email went up there just a little bit ago. We got school tour dates on our website if you want to sign up and actually come and see the school in person. If you want to connect with Kristen, if you're more of a supporter and just want to come and see the school, see what we're about. Like, we love having guests come down and different partners connecting. So we'd love to connect with you if this is something that you're interested in. Doesn't even need to be a commitment at first. Just, hey, want to come down and see the school and see what's actually going on. Don't just take it from us. Come and see it. Come meet our students. We love having guests down at our school. So just want to invite anyone who's interested in seeing us and learning more about Rise Prep and who we are.
Wow, great stuff. I mean, I'm excited. You know, I'm excited, but I'm a little frustrated because I went to San Francisco Unified School District. And if I knew that there was a Rise Prep, I would have been saying, Mom, you got to get me in Rise. You got to get me in Rise. This is phenomenal. And, you know, Bill, just your dynamics of coaching, you know, mentorship and working with the youth. I mean, this is powerful stuff, community. I mean, this is what we want in our community. When we talk about changing the narrative all the time, we're talking about, John, how do we change the narrative? Rise Prep is doing that, preparing our young folks, right? And this is where I talk about when pillars of our community and organizations are doing the things that they need to do to elevate their work in our community. It's with partnership. They're working with the Baby YMCA. They're working with College Prep. Like, this is what we need. When we're talking about advancing our young people, giving them a shot, giving them an opportunity, putting those resources together. You know, some organizations, they close their doors. They don't want to work with each other. They want the recognition. They want they want to just be the only people that's being talked about. Rise is saying, no, we have a motto. You have a motto. Let's put it together. Let's impact our young folks. This is what I'm talking about. These are the programs, the organizations that I like to be a part of because, again, it takes us all. There's something that Rise could do that maybe College Prep can't do. There's things that College Prep do that Rise can't do. But together, if our focus is our young people, giving them an opportunity, investing in them together, making sure they have the resources. If it's something that Rise can't do, College Prep could do, YCD could do, Baby Y could do, Kaiser could do. This is how we change the narrative in our community. This is how we bring equity to our community. When we talk about inclusion and solidarity, these are the models. When we say here at both sides of the conversation, you're hearing from our voices, these are the voices, the leaders, the ones who are demonstrating what's possible in our community. They're taking a little bit, making a great impact, and that's what we need more of, especially in the 94124. I am excited. And I'm just scratching down. I have a granddaughter that's 6 years old, so I'm getting ready. I'm talking to my daughter. We got to get her in Rise, okay? We got to get her in Rise. We want to make sure that we also support the work that you are doing. Our community grandparents, so many times our community families are impacted by poverty, by violence, and they don't get that opportunity to have a family like Rise that's going to go the extra mile, extend that arm to the community families. I think it's tremendous, and we need to look more into it, and we're going to continue to highlight y'all work. We're going to continue to connect y'all, and I'm going to talk to Leticia tonight and figure out how do we connect our APAC. How do we get our parents in the APAC that has these phenomenal young people, that has the skill sets, that have that walk, that's ready to go to that next level? How do we connect them and support them? Maybe it's through our Dream Keeper. Maybe it's through reparations. I don't know. But we got to figure out to make sure that these young people that have those skill sets and have those talents are connected with a place like Rise, man. Phenomenal job, you all. But again, Tim, Christian, Bill, if there's anything you all want to say, I know it's getting late. Like, go ahead. This is y'all space. Go ahead and talk to the community and let me know.
The one thing I do want to say is to any parents out there that, they might have saw the price, like, oh, I got to pay money. Please do not let that be a deterrent, because as Tim said, we have so many scholarships available. Some of our parents, pay 22, some pay 0, so everything in between. And so, just something different. Come give us a try. Come check us out. One of those school tour dates. Come talk to us and see us in person. We love having that energy exchange. We love having folks come in and just kind of meet come talk to our students, come talk to our teachers, come get a feel for what it's like in the space. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you haven't had a private school experience just yet, that's okay. We have a lot of students that come from SFUSD and enter into our program. We have lots of students from KIPS and, all kinds of different places that come in. So please come give us a try. Come check us out. We welcome anybody to come and reach out and really see the space.
Wow, great stuff. Krista, you want to say anything? I'm like I said, y'all done it up. This is what I'm talking about. This is what keeps me going. This, listening to y'all, seeing this presentation, this give me the energy. This give me the hope. We have some things in Bayview. We have some things in D10. We just got to tap into a community. But Kristen, if you want to say anything.
Yeah, I think I'll just end by saying that we've got an open house on Tuesday. If you're listening and you're geared up and you're ready, I know that John is going to be blasting out the open house link. We can connect you. I think that'll go out on the 1st of next month. So just be on the lookout. We are happy to host you. And if you want to get in touch with us sooner, Instagram, you could find our emails scrolling. We're kind of all over. So we'll see you. And we look forward to meeting you.
Definitely. I'm coming to the school. I've already told Bill I got to get my clearance so I can come up there and check y'all out. But again, community, if you didn't see us on Tuesday, I told y'all know how I'm in the community. I'm big on assessments. I don't just let people come on our platform and talk about the great work that they do. I go talk to the people, okay? I reached out to 4 of the Rise students, okay? And I know some of those families, and shout out to D. Hillman, who's talked nothing but highly stuff. But I talk to the kids because I always want to ask the kids, what do you feel Rise is doing? And the remarks that I got back about the leadership, the consistency, the opportunities, the help. Amazing. When kids tell me that, I'm sold. That's it. I listen to the kids. When the kids of the schools talk about how wonderful their teachers are, the support they get, the consistency, the love, the compassion, the humility, that's all I need to know. I don't need to ask them more questions, okay? Because that's what it's about. We ask the youth. It's from their voice. It's their experience. They're in school every day. How do you feel? Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? I had nothing but the highest praise of Rise Prep, the families. Again, I don't need to ask more questions. Now it's about me making some time, coming up there, checking out the space, walking around with these amazing folks. And I will be doing that soon. They are on my list of places that we'll be going and checking out what's going on in the live day-to-day world. And that's just what it's about, right? You know, I always tell people, the young people will tell you everything. My grandmother said that when she was all her life. A baby will tell you the type of people that they are around, okay? And they can feel that vibe no matter what age, from an infant to a young adult age. If you are loving on our babies, they will let you know. And all I've got back was great feedback, great love and support from Rise. So again, all I can do is say, I'm part of the Rise now. I'm going to help lift the Rise because they are rising our young folks. They are bringing them to where they need to be. And that's what it's all about, building up confidence, building up our young folks so that they can feel empowered, so that they can take over this world and be the next generation of young folks that has a nice impact on our communities. And you all are teaching them that through the foundation, the principles, and the morals that you all put on the foundation for these young folks. Phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. So I'm excited. I'll be seeing you all soon. I'll be knocking at the door, Bill. I'll be pulling up. Hey, Bill, I'll be coming to check out a practice. I got to watch the coach in action, okay? That's what I'm going to do. So I'm making a promise that I will be there soon. I'll be working with my assistant to get me on the schedule to come up there and check out what you all are doing. Community. Please, the information's on the screen. Like Bill said, don't worry about the cost. Go check it out, okay? 9 to 5 programming. Phenomenal stuff. One-on-one mentorship. They're doing all of the things to make sure that our kids are ready for the CSUs. Come on. You can't get it no better than that. This is Rise. This is what they do. They are bringing our community to another level. We're going to continue to highlight them and the work that they are doing because they are pillars of our community and they are impacting not only our youth, our families in a whole, and that's what it's all about. But with that being said, Tim, anybody have anything else? I mean, I have nothing else to say. The community is stunned. They like, great show. This is amazing. You gave everything. I mean, it's no question to ask. Now it's just about, let's get there. Let's get some young folks, and to all of our philanthropists, to all our founders, to all of our corporations I want to help somebody. I want to give back. Here is an opportunity. Maybe it's a scholarship. Maybe it's a school. Maybe it's an investment. Maybe it's whatever. Get involved. Tap into Rise. Support them. We need to support the grow. When we have models that work, we need to get behind them as business folks, community organizations. Let's work with them. There's enough models out here in our community that we know don't work. But here's an organization that are impacting families and kids, and their model is working. The graduation rate is high for a reason. It's a testament to the staff and their connection with our young folks community. Get behind them. Let's support them and uplift them and help them grow to make sure that all of the folks in our communities are impacted, educated, and intentionally moving them on through college, as Bill say, not to college, but through college, so that they can be impactful in our community and come back and make change. Phenomenal, phenomenal stuff. Thank you all again for being here. And I'm just amazed. I mean, Kristen, you all are doing a phenomenal job. Bill, Tim, keep doing what you're doing. We need this. There's so many things that our kids deal with in the Bayview. And just to see you all pushing through the pandemic, the violence, the poverty, it's just amazing. Sometimes people give up, and to see you all continuing to work, that's just a testament to you all. And we just thank you all. We just want to say thank you, and thank you for allowing both sides of the conversation to be a part of the Rise, because that's what it's all about. It takes a village, and this is how we do it. We connect everybody in the village. You all have been consistent. I have been chasing them down, community, okay? I've been reaching out to them for a long time. I got to find out about this Rise. And they said they would be here and they would show up. And man, did they show up. The presentation was on point. The Hidden Gem show was on point. If you didn't see the Tuesday show, go back and listen to them. Listen to a story. Listen to our other educators. This is what it's about. Great people do great things. We connect through our voices, and we bring healing to our community. These folks are doing it. Congratulations, Rise. Anything that we could do here at both sides of the conversation to support you all, we will. If there's digital flyers, please just email them. We'll blast them out. We'll get our community and we'll tell them, hey, go check out the work they're doing and get your young people involved. So thank you all for being here. Anything, again, Kristen, reach out, let us know. We'll get your flyers out. Any events that you are doing in community, regardless, you can find them in the community. Every time I'm at a community event, they are there, tapped in with the community. So thank you all for being a part of the community. Thank you all for being the blessings to our young folks and being those leaders that are demonstrating what's possible and just being pillars, man. This is what it's about. So thank you all tonight, community. You got it. You asked for it. They're back. They answered your question. Now pick up the phone call, check out the email, tap in, set up an interview, set a walkthrough up, check out what they're doing. Get your young folks involved because this is what it's all about. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to close out. We're going to give these phenomenal folks an opportunity to go back to their families and enjoy the evening. It is late. I know football is on, and maybe Bill and them could catch a quarter of the game. But again, they are here. They showed up. And they did what they're supposed to do. And that's what we do here at both sides of the conversation. We continue to connect our communities, bring the resources, the information, the access. We talk about equity, that's access. They're here, they're giving it to you. This Sunday, we're going to have a Sunday conversation, very passionate conversation. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As you all know, in the Black and Brown community, this breast cancer has impacted our communities. Tune in this Sunday at 4 p.m. Talk to some of the survivors, some of the folks who are dealing with it now, some of our professionals who work in this industry. We're going to be dropping knowledge, information, resources to get connected. We want to put this mission together during the whole Breast Cancer Awareness Month to make sure that our community women are going to get checked. Also the men. Don't be fooled, fellas. Breast cancer works in men too, okay? So we want to make sure that we continue to bring that awareness. It is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We're going to continue to highlight and talk about the issues of domestic violence in our community all month long. We're not giving up. We're going to keep bringing awareness and highlighting these traumatic things that impact our community too often. We're going to do our part here at both sides of the conversation. There's a number of events going on to stop domestic violence. We're going to have conversations. Community, show up, listen, understand the impact of violence in our community, not only gun violence, but domestic violence and any violence in our community. We're going to continue to talk about it. We want to make sure that our communities are safe, and we don't want the women and the men of our community who are dealing with it feel afraid and feel like they don't have the support and help. We're going to make sure that we get the resources and the information out to them. So I'm excited for what's coming up. This Saturday is coming up, y'all. Tomorrow or Saturday, come out to the violence prevention event at District 6 down there near the Costco. Our board president, Shaman Walton, will be out there. A number of community organizations, both sides of the conversation will be there. We are going to work together in solidarity. We're going to talk about this gun violence that's impacting our community. To all of the families that dealt with the shooting that took place in Oakland, we're praying for you. We're going to keep you strong. I know they canceled class today, but again, we have a lot of work. We cannot sit back and think that this cannot happen in our community. This violence can take place in any community at any time, and making sure that we have the right measures, the right support services in place to when these incidents take place, we can react and respond. We're going to continue to do our part as we work with our emergency preparedness folks here in San Francisco. We have to do our jobs, and we're going to figure out a way to be there to support our families when they're going through these grieving times and they're dealing with these traumatic incidents that take place too often in our community. A lot of work, community, but we're going to be there, a part of it. Continue to tune in. Follow us on our social media handles. That's where all the information is. Folks call me, hey, John, how do I find out what's going on? Tap into our social media handles. All the events that's going on, we post them on our social media handles. We get it out to community every live show. We want to make sure that you know. Too many times community folks don't know what's going on, and using this platform and using our community presence is the way that we get that information to you all. So we are excited. A lot of work is going to be happening. Just be a part of it. Be open to give back. We need volunteers. We need people in the community. Our mental health folks are just being pressed right now. So if that is you, you have a mental health background, a therapist, psychologist, be an open volunteer to our community. Come talk to some of the families. Our families are grieving. They are dealing with a lot, and we need more and more of our providers to give up some of that time to come help our communities who are impacted. We are in a state of emergency here in the Bayview with this gun violence, this gang violence. It has increased, and we got to do something about it, and we're going to continue to work together to put an end to it. So with that being said, enough of me. Thank you all. Thank you, Rise Prep, for being here. Thank you to all of the community organizations that support them and uplift them. This is what it's about. We're going to continue to do our part here every Thursday to continue to educate our community, bring that information, bring that awareness to our community. That's what this segment is all about. If that is you and you are out there and you like, John, I got something I want to talk about. I want to tell the community this is some great information. Please go to our website, sign up. You come on and you do a presentation and educate our community and give them that information that sometimes our community folks don't get. And we're going to be here to help uplift it. Also, we just thank everybody for continuing to support the work we do and all of the community organizations that are moving our community forwards. Thank you to the Dreamkeeper Initiative and all the phenomenal organizations that are keeping events and things going on to impact our community right now. This is the time as we transition into these winter months and time goes back an hour and it's getting dark and the rain is coming. People losing their loved ones over the last year. We need our community to be a community. People are going to be dealing with some challenging times through these holidays. So maybe you could be that person to make a phone call, give a hug, and make somebody feel comfort in these times as we approach Thanksgiving and we approach Christmas and the New Year's. A lot of times the anxiety, depression levels in our community go up as folks are challenged with the increase of inflation, the loss of discretionary funds. Our community is hurting and we need support. So all our community organizations, I need you all to do your part this holiday season to make sure that our young folks get gifts. And we do the things that we need to do on our coat drives and our toy drive to make sure that every community member is impacted so that we can help our families who are struggling to make sure that they have a joyous holiday season. And here at Both Sides of the Conversation, we did it last year. We're going to do it again. We're going to bless a number of single families who are struggling to make sure that those young folks are impacted with gifts and those young folks feel like they're part of the community. So more work to come. It ain't over. We got a lot of announcements coming. We're getting ready to start preparing for our second annual bowling event that's going to be free to the community as we always do. We got some things going on, community. Tap in, pay attention. Both sides of the conversation. We are going to continue to change that narrative, and it all starts through your voices. Come be a part of it through healing. That communication brings healing in our community. We love you all. Have a blessed evening, and we'll see you all soon on our next live broadcast this Sunday. Thank you, Rise Prep, and all the work that you all are doing. All power to our people. And these are the great people that bring that power to our community. Thank you again. Have a blessed evening. Be safe out there. We'll see you all this Sunday for our breast cancer awareness conversation. Have a great evening, everyone.